Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about the making of this beautiful gown with velvet in front. Okay, that was my inspiration and this is my recreation. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to do so. Turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Without wasting much of our time, let's dive into the video. I made use of just 2 yards of African print. Okay, you'll be needing more depending on your size, and I made use of this velvet bias. It is 1 inch, and of course you need a matching thread. So my fabric is folded into two. To know the amount of fabric to fold, all you need to do is to measure your shoulder measurement. Mine is 7/14 divided by 2, that is 7. So I marked 7, and from that 7 you will measure how long you want the sleeve area to be. Okay, mine is 9 inches. So this is how to know the amount of fabric to fold. So what I'll be doing now is to mark 1 inch on this side. By the way, we are cutting the front piece first. Okay, so I'm marking 1 inch by this side. So I'll mark this 1 inch all the way down. So after marking it, you can choose to fold in the 1 inch if you want to, but I'll just leave it like that. So now from this 1 inch, I'll place my tape and mark my neck width of 3 inches, my neck depth of the front neckline is a V neckline, as you can see. So I'm going to use 6 inches for my V neckline. Okay, so from the starting line like this, I just marked 6 inches. So I'm going to connect it into a V shape. Okay, just like this. And this is what I have for the front neckline. And then I'll come to this side here and I'll come down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope. This is because our shoulder is not straight at all. So I'm going to connect it to the neck width just the way you see me doing. Okay, so after marking that, from this starting line, go ahead and mark out the length of your gown. Mine is 35 inches. And then next thing I'll be doing is from the starting line as well, I'll mark my bust line, which is 10 inches. And then I'm also going to mark my waistline, which is 16 inches. And then I am also going to mark the hip line, which is 24 inches. So what I have here is bust line, waistline, and then the hip line. Okay, so now I'm going to come to the waistline. I'll divide my waist by 4. I'll mark it on the waist, sorry, on the bust line. Okay, on the waist I did the same thing, and then on the hip I also divided my hip by 4 and mark it. So before I connect it, I'm going to add stitching allowance of 2 inches. Okay, so I just added stitching allowance of 2 inches, and then I'll come to this shoulder slope. From this shoulder slope, I'm going to measure how wide I want the sleeve area to be. So I used 7 inches. Okay, and then from that 7 inches, I'll connect it to the lines that I already have, which is the bust line, then down to the waistline like this, and then down to the hip line as well. So when I get to this hip line, what I'll do is I'll measure what I have on the hip line and I'll place the same figure on the hem of the gown. Okay, so this is what we have for the front piece. So now we'll proceed to cut this out. So to cut it out, I'll just fold in this 1 inch inward like so, and then I'm going to just cut the neckline, then cut out the side, and then cut out the shoulder and then the sides, and then I'll split this 1 inch into two. Okay, so we'll be having two pieces for the front. So for the back, I have a zipper allowance of 1 inch, as you can see, and I place the front piece on it just the way you see me demonstrating, and then I'm going to create the back neckline. To create it, I just extend the shoulder line like this, and then from the shoulder line I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then I'll just connect it like this. Okay, so go ahead and create your own desired neckline. So now that is all for the back piece. I'll just proceed to also cut this out. So I'll split the back into two because it will be having a zipper, and then I just cut out the side as well. So this is it. So now work on the front piece. The first thing I'll do is to stitch this line, that 1 inch that I took. I'll stitch it all the way down, but I'll be leaving around 6 inches on stitch. So I'll stitch from here and stop here. Okay, that side will be opened, and this is what it looks like after I was done stitching. Can you see this part is opened, right? So I'll flip it back to the wrong side. What I'll do now is to fold this like this. Okay, can you see how I'm folding it? Just so that it will be neat, I'm folding the rough edges, and I'll fold it from the bottom down to the top of this dress all the way down. Okay, so this is how I'm going to fold it neatly. So after folding it, I will now turn the neckline with a bias. Okay, this is the normal bias. Okay, so I'm using the normal bias to do this. I'll just turn it on the right side of my fabric. I'll place the bias and I'll stitch on it on the first line that you can see. Okay, so if you don't know how to do this, you just stitch on it on the first line like this, and then you flip it over and then you top stitch. That's just basically what I'll be doing for the neckline for now. So this is it. I have folded the edges. Can you see how neat it is looking like? And you can see the neckline. This is the back. So you might have a bit of folding at that V side, okay, when you are joining it, when you are adding the bias to the neckline. Just go ahead and fold that part. Okay, so we'll attach this black velvet strap. So you just pin it from the shoulder like this. You pin it on one side. Just watch what I am doing, guys. So you just pin it like this and then you just place it on one side all the way down. Okay, and you stitch it on both sides. Okay, so do you get? So you stitch it on both side. So you might have a folding by this side. Okay, so all you need to do is to fold it and continue stitching. Okay, just in case you have a folding around that side. So I'm going to just cut this off so that I can place it on the other side. So I'll just place it like this on the V. Can you see? And then I'll just hold this down with my pin, and I'm going to just arrange it when I am stitching on it. I'll just arrange it. Okay, and then you can go ahead and pin this before stitching on it. Okay, anyone you want is fine. And then I'll stitch on it on the two sides like I explained. Okay, so you stitch on it on both sides so that it will lay perfectly. So after stitching on it, you can see what I have. It is looking so neat and beautiful. This is what it is looking like. So we'll keep that aside, and now for the back, I will fix my zipper from here to somewhere around here, and then I'll stitch from here all the way down, just the way we fix our zippers. So I'll fix the zipper, and this is what it is looking like. Okay, for the back. So now I also pipe the back neckline with bias. Okay, so don't forget to do that. You do that before you attach your zipper. So I piped it with bias. Now to create the pocket, I'll just create a simple pocket. This is the simplest way to create a pocket. So I'll just place it like so, and then I just cut this out. So we basically will be having 4 pieces. Okay, so we have 4. And now to attach the pocket, I'm going to just mark my 1 inch below my waistline. Okay, so this is my waistline. Okay, the line is already there, but I just want to measure again. So from the waist, I just marked 17 inches. Okay, which is 1 inch below my waistline, as you can see, and that's where I want my pocket to be. So I'll just notch this. Okay, so after notching it, I'll open this up, and then I'm going to bring the pocket, and I'm going to place this pocket right side facing right side. So I'm going to place it right side facing right side on the notched part, just like this, and then I'm going to pin it down. So I'll stitch it straight. I'll repeat the same thing for this other side as well. So I'm also going to repeat the same process at the back. Okay, so this is the back piece, this is me folding it. Okay, so if you've watched this video this far, kindly give it a thumbs up. When you give it a thumbs up, other people get to see it. Okay, so I'm going to place the pocket on the notched part, just what I did for the front piece. So I've attached the pocket neatly, as you can see. Now what I'll do is to place the back piece on the front piece, and then I'm going to secure it by the shoulder, just by the shoulder. So you just stitch it down all the way down, and I'll repeat the same thing for this other side as well. So after stitching it down, this is what it is looking like. Now I am going to fold the sleeve. So to fold the sleeve, just open up the dress, and then you just fold it into two like this, just the way we fold our dresses. Okay, so that's just basically what I will be doing. So I'll just fold it like so, one and two, and then I'll stitch it down. So this is the sleeve neatly folded, and then what I'll do now is to stitch the side. So this depends on what you want. Okay, you can make it very fitted, and you can make it a bit free. Okay, so this depends on what you want, like I said. So I added 2 inches as my allowance, so I'll be using just 1 inch to stitch it down. Okay, so I'll mark the 2 inches here just to show you guys. Okay, if you want it fitted, you mark out the exact stitching allowance that you added, but for me I'm going to just add I'm going to just stitch it by 1 inch, and you can see the markings I am making. That is how you will stitch it, okay, all the way till you get to the down part, and repeat the same thing for this side. So I'm done stitching it, and this is what it is looking like, looking so beautiful. Do not forget to make notches after stitching so that you don't have folds on your dresses. I'll go ahead and give this a good press, guys. I also hemmed the bottom part, and this is what it is looking like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Hit the subscribe button if you're yet to do so, and bye.